Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm of course your host, Puborama, and in today's video we are going to be talking about a new passive way of making money since the Criminal Enterprise update and Grand Theft Auto Online, and I gotta say this is actually a fantastic way to make money. It's been kind of overlooked in the update, and it's something that you should definitely be doing, especially if you own even a singular crate warehouse. I should mention that this is a passive money-making method in Grand Theft Auto Online as well. If you get it set up correctly, you can be making over 100,000 every hour while putting in minimal minutes of work, like 3 to 4 minutes. So let's get straight into it. First things first, you're going to need to own a special cargo warehouse, but these are really cheap. I mean, even if you only buy a 16 crate warehouse, they go for as cheap as $300,000, which this day and age in Grand Theft Auto Online takes less than an hour to earn if you're doing some better money-making methods. So getting your hands on one of these warehouses is pretty easy, and once you get one, you're going to get contacted by a new associate called Lupa, and as soon as you get contacted by her, you just go straight to your warehouse, you walk up to the icon in your warehouse, and you purchase your crates, and you're going to watch me do that right here. I should mention that it does cost $7,500 to source a crate, but at minimum you're making $10,000 for a single crate, and your associate can get up to 3 crates, meaning that you can actually make a very decent profit from literally clicking 2 buttons. And I should also mention that the larger the warehouse you have, the more money you can make back from sourcing crates, because you actually gain interest on the more goods you have. So a small warehouse can gain up to $15,000 per crate when it's full, compared to the $10,000 you'd have with only 1 crate. If you have a 44 crate warehouse, then it's up to around $18,000 per crate, and if you get a large, it's upwards of $20,000 per crate. So the larger the warehouse you do get is very important for making more money. But the way I've done it is all in location. Let me explain. The best way to run a passive business is to not have to constantly resupply it. That is one of the major killers I had for the motorcycle club for many years before the arcade, was that I had to constantly drive back and forth between all my motorcycle clubs to purchase supplies. Then when the arcade came out, I could just buy them all at once through one building. Unfortunately, when it comes to special cargo, you can't just go to your CEO building and ask all of your assistants to go get crates for each of your warehouses. You actually have to drive individually into each warehouse, walk up to the person, and pay them. Now you might think that takes a lot of time, but it's all in location. If you have warehouses like across the map over here and over here, yeah, obviously it's going to take a lot of time, and you're going to be wasting a lot of time. But you'll notice the way I have bought my warehouses is in a very connected ring that I can just drive very quickly to. So the first one I'll go to is down here. It's by the Vespucci Canal. It's pretty simple to drive to. You just go straight to it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right up the road, and boom, I'm at my next warehouse. Once I'm at this warehouse, walk up to the person, pay the $7,500. Okay, pretty easy. Now we drive down the road all the way over here, up, and boom. Okay, that's the next warehouse. And then, I mean, you can literally see how quick this one is to get to. Okay, that's my next warehouse. And then finally, I just drive up the road, and there you go. That is all 5 of my warehouses done. In fact, I was able to time how long it takes me to get all of these warehouses fully finished, just from driving from the first to the last, and it takes about 4 minutes. It takes 48 minutes to source the crates. So you have plenty of time after that 4 minutes of a very quick drive. And by the way, I wasn't even using an Oppressor Mark II or any fast vehicle, just a car driving to all these ones, as you could see. So I would highly suggest just to buy your warehouses. It doesn't matter which ones you buy. These ones I specifically bought, even though some might make more money because you can hold more crates. I bought these ones specifically down to the fact that it saves me more time, and I can make more efficient money at my agency or anything else while this is going on. So that would be my suggestion, is make it so it's as quick as possible to source the crates. That way you're not spending a large amount of time driving in between locations. One of the big questions is, how much money are you going to make from doing this, and is it worth it at all? Well, on the worth it question, yes, you should be doing this. As I said before, it took me like 3-4 minutes to source these crates with a car. It's incredibly quick, and you're going to be making profit no matter what. Even if you don't own a warehouse, just buy one. If it has 111 crates, you're literally just gonna make a profit back from doing nothing but walking up to a single person every 48 minutes to source crates. It might take you a couple weeks to fill, but who cares? It's free money nonetheless. But even with that aside, I can store a total of 227 crates from the string of warehouses I have bought. Now, yes, I could have bought a bunch of 111 warehouses, but I don't like the location. So I'm able to, in total, have around $3.9 million at all full warehouses, which is quite a bit. But obviously, that's all just on paper. Let's actually get into the logistics of the whole operation. Is this actually worth your time and money to invest to try and make back? Well, I can tell you it is definitely worth your time and money. Let's say you have the exact warehouses I have, which aren't even the best ones. I just bought them, as I said, because of the location. Time is money. So if you have the 5 exact warehouses I have, on average, each associate is going to be sourcing 2 crates. It's pretty simple to get that number. 3 is the highest, 1 is the lowest, and 2 is probably going to be the most probable out of all those numbers added in. So let's say you're getting 2 crates on average every time you source. That means with your 5 warehouses, you're getting 10 crates every time you do a whole payload source. That means to fill up the 227 crates I can fill up to max, it's going to take 22.7 rounded up to 23 source missions, which is not awful at all. Now let's find out how long it's going to take your associates to get these crates. Each time, it takes them 48 minutes to do a whole delivery before you can start sourcing again. Okay, so if it's 48 minutes, we multiply that by the 22.7 missions they're going to be doing, and that means it's going to take about 18.16 hours of actual time for them to get all these crates. That sounds like a lot, but to be honest, that's not terrible. It's 18 hours of you doing nothing. It actually only takes you 90 minutes of sourcing, and that's $4 million in your bank account. The 18 hours is all them. It's only 4 minutes each source mission, as I said, for all the warehouses, and then multiply that by the 22.7 times you have to do it, and it's 90.8 minutes. That's honestly not a lot of time. That's like an hour and a half. That's pretty easy to do. If you also wanted to add in how much money it's going to cost you to source all these crates, it's going to be about 113 sources altogether, which means it's going to cost you $850,000. That's actually not bad at all, judging that you're still making a $3.2 million overhead on your profits. I mean, this is all just good things. There is no reason why anybody shouldn't be doing this, and as you can see now, I'm starting to get my crates. Now, the first source missions I actually did for all of these only gave me 1, and I'm not sure if that's just bad luck or you're only supposed to be getting 1, but now that I'm out of the Corvette, I'm going to start sourcing again, and this time you're going to notice I actually start to get larger numbers. So I get a 3 crate source, and when I get into my office building, I'm also going to get a 2 crate source. And to me, it just seems like the first source you do for all of your warehouses is only going to give you on average 1, and then after that, that's when you start to get more. The final question is, how much can this make every hour? And it's actually quite a bit. It's $140,000. The way to get this math was a little bit weird. Because it's every 48 minutes you're able to source these crates, you can't really divide it by 60, but 48 times 5 equals 240. Divide 240 by 60, and then you will get 4 sources. So in 5 hours, you can get 4 sources done, which means then if you multiply that by the 10 crates with the 17,500 on average for all the crates, you're going to be able to get 140,000 per hour. That's not bad at all. That's actually really, really good. I would highly suggest that you start doing this, as this is an incredibly easy money-making method. Just as an example, the bunker makes around 80,000 an hour. This makes 140,000 an hour, and in my opinion, it's easier than the bunker, and it's a lot safer because you can't even have your business be raided. It is the best money-making method for passive in the game now, by far. Hopefully, you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more like it in the future, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But other than that, I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.